costumes, the scenery, the makeup, the props, the audience that lifts you when you're down. The headaches, the heartaches, the backaches, the flops, the sheriff who escorts you out of town. The opening when your heart beats like a drum. The closing when the customers won't come. Ladies and gentlemen, the great voices of Broadway. Meet the first of our Broadway belters who starred with Buddy Hackett on Broadway in I Had a Ball, Miss Karen Morrow.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere can you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra ball.
You're right, Karen. And now greet the star of many Broadway shows, including Two on the Aisle, Destry, Carnival in Flanders. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Dolores Gray.
There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Yesterday they told you you would not go far. That night you open and there you are. Next day on your dressing room they've hung a star. Let's go on with the show.
Thank you, Dolores. The star of many Hollywood musical films and on Broadway in Mame, Ann Miller.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Traveling through the country will be thrilling, standing out in front on opening nights, smiling as you cross the theater filling, and there's your billing out there in sight.
And now a superstar, an original Broadway belter. Ladies and gentlemen, probably the greatest star Broadway has ever known. The lady who introduced this song, Miss Ethel Merman.
Like show people, they smile when they are low. Even with a turkey that you know will fold, you may be stranded out in the cold, but still you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show. Let's go on with the show.
She's here right now. Woman with a very special magic, Miss Ethel Merman.
Your galmaid's got a shade on, sweet Georgia Brown. 2 left feet, but oh how neat is sweet Georgia Brown. They all sigh, wanna die for sweet Georgia Brown. I'll tell you just why. You know I don't lie, oh not much. It's been said she knocks 'em dead when she lands in town. Since she came, it's a shame how she cools 'em down. All fellas she can't get, the fellas she ain't met. Georgia named her, Georgia claimed her, sweet Georgia Brown. Georgia named her, Georgia claimed her, sweet. Play it, Jack. Georgia!
Ethel Merman. That great to hear. First of all, can I ask you a question? Could you hear every note? Wait till she does it with a microphone. It's just terrific.
I wasn't singing out even.
Ethel, suck it right to
Yeah,
the last
I like to do songs like that I'm not identified with every once in a while.
Yeah, that's not even a Broadway show, is it?
Well, it's from Bubbling Brown Sugar now.
Yeah, from now.
Yes,
it is,
yeah.
But originally.
No.
Did your teacher tell you, sing it to the last row?
What teacher?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I never had a teacher.
Do you know one?
I tell the teacher.
Do you?
Yeah, no, I never had.
Do you know one note from another?
Oh yeah, I read music.
Oh,
No one can fool me.
You see, that's what
The
Bing...
piano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had you mixed up with Bing there. Bing
No.
doesn't read a note.
Neither does Steve Allen. He doesn't read a note. Did you know that?
I guessed at that.
No, Steve Allen doesn't read. He plays by
He
ear.
sure writes a lot of them.
I know, but he writes by ear, I guess.
Oh,
I don't know.
God, that
He
must be
plays-
awfully hard.
Yeah. No, I read music, and I know the notes on the piano. I can play, for my own amusement. But
Have you ever said to a composer, that line would be better if the notes went up here?
No, I never had to because I've had the best write for me.
Yeah.
So I've never had to say that to anybody.
Name them. That.
Well, I started with George Gershwin,
right.
and then I did 5 shows for Cole Porter and Irving Berlin.
Any
and
big names?
Dorothy Fields and Julie Stein and Stephen Sondheim. Yeah, there've been a lot of them.
That's a record that nobody can really top.
Yeah, I guess. The cream of the crop.
Yeah. Was each one different?
Yeah, in a way they were.
We don't know anything personal about George Gershwin. We've seen a movie about him. It was a glossy movie, but...
Well, I know, but...
was he intense?
He was a very shy guy. Most of them are. I think all those geniuses are shy. I mean, like Cole was shy, Berlin was shy, and you don't really get to know them like they're under them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But boy, they're there all the time. And Irving, he prances the back of the stage, back of the audience there during rehearsals and everything. Yeah, he paces back and forth like this. But he never says anything until something goes wrong. He's like I am when I was in the theater. I never opened my mouth until something went wrong. And then watch out.
Then everything went wrong, right?
No. I just would take so much, but I didn't. I mean, I was in the show and I was sort of the barometer.
Right.
Everything revolved around me.
Right.
And I wouldn't put up with any nonsense, that's all. I mean, if I can work hard 365 days a year, I think featured players can do the same thing.
I agree. Now, and I don't know how many of you have ever had the opportunity to go to New York and see Ethel Merman in a show. I have. It's an experience you will never forget as long as you live, because when she's on stage, every person in that audience knows she's there, and you ain't looking anywhere else either. And when the poor guy has to sing a duet with her, you don't even hear him, right?
Oh, yes,
He's
you
over going,
do. Come on. Yes, you do.
It's such magic when you're out there, Ethel. It's a shame you can't bottle it and sell it to all of us.
Yeah, well.
Huh? I'd be the first purchaser. We'll be back with more Ethel Merman right after this message. New York, when the great Ethel Merman and the great Mary Martin meet on the stage and do a concert at the Broadway Theater. It's a sellout. It has to be.
Yes. We may have to do it 2 nights, as a matter of fact, because the demand for the tickets has been so great. So we may have to do it
sick 'cause
Sunday.
I'm not gonna be there.
Oh, it's too bad. Yeah.
I mean, between the two of you, you'd have to do a second night between the two of you, the songs you've introduced.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you ever going to do it?
Well, I'm going to do a lot of them, and Mary's going to do some of hers too. Then we're going to work together, and then we're going to work separately.
Those rumors over the years of a feud between the two of you.
Oh, that's a lot of Baloney. It's
Baloney.
No. Oh, that's ridiculous. Some people, they have nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
Can't stand that. Sarah Richard is going to do the narration for us, and I think it's going to be a good show. I really do.
Has to be.
I have the feeling it's going to be a good show.
You have worked together before.
Well, we did
the
last time we worked was in 1953, and we did the 50th anniversary, the Ford.
The Ford,
show.
I remember
yes, when
that.
both networks were bought out by Mr. Ford.
Right.
And that's the last time that Mary and I have worked together.
Hey, but you haven't been pals over the years.
Well, we're in different parts of the world.
She
lived in Brazil,
right.
And so I can't go to Brazil for a weekend, or you can't come to New York for a weekend. So we didn't really see each other that much.
Right. Is there a director? I mean, have you agreed on what you'll do together?
Yes. Well, it's pretty well set what we're going to do.
And we're being denied it out here in California and the rest of the country on television.
Yeah, it's not going to be televised.
Would you have televised it? Would you have
I would have televised it, but Mary didn't want to televise it. No, I don't know. She just didn't want to do it. Maybe later on,
Maybe see how it works, but you're not even going out of town with it.
It will be done as a special, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the talking stage now. Yeah.
That's
So we'll
true.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's life like for you now? You're just on the road all the time. You cannot stop working, can you, Ethel?
It's good. It keeps a person young, I think,
It's excellent.
to keep working. I don't work that steadily. I do a lot of concerts with the big symphony orchestras, which people don't hear about because they're not televised. Like I was in Wichita March the 15th, and with the Wichita Symphony, which was a thrill. The bigger the band, the better.
Yeah.
I just love
And
it.
can they swing your numbers?
Oh, sure. They
Yeah.
say, well, it's like the pops,
Have you ever worked with Arthur Fiedler?
Yes, I did. Didn't you see that?
I missed it.
Didn't anybody see that? I did a show with Fiedler.
Is that the one you do it from in Boston?
Yes, you do it in the Symphony Hall. That was aired for the bicentennial, July of 1976.
Oh, I missed
Yes.
that.
Oh, yeah, that was nice.
Isn't
Yeah.
he dynamite?
Oh, he's
And that
wonderful.
orchestra, I try never to miss that.
Oh, I felt so elegant after the first number, and then I went back. I felt like Beverly Sills or something. He just ushered me through all the musicians, and it was a long walk.
Yeah,
Oh, it was
yeah.
a long walk, yeah.
What do people say to you when they see you in person, Ethel?
They say, well,
It must
they
be a
say,
jolt to see Ethel Merman
Well, you know what
suddenly
they say?
walk through the airline.
They say, gee, you look better off than on. and you know what?
Oh, I get that all the time.
Well, you want to know something?
Huh.
I'm glad of that, because I'd rather have them say that to me than look and say, oh, gee,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
But with that information, you ought to go around and make house calls.
Yeah.
Ring doorbells. Go, there's no business like show. How do I do it? Huh?
Very good.
Are there any impersonators of you that you've ever seen that you like?
Let me see. What's that girl's name? Mary Healy used to do me.
Oh, yeah, right.
You know?
Peter Lynn Hayes and Mary
she
Healy.
worked with her husband,
Yeah,
Peter.
yeah.
And it was so funny. And if I happened to be in the audience, she would put her hands behind her back like this. I would get up on the stage, and then my hands would go like through here, and what would be my voice would come out, and she'd mouth it. They say that falling in love is wonderful. It was funny. Yeah.
Tell me about your granddaughter.
Well, I'm very proud of her.
She's living in Germany.
Well, she went to Germany. She was 15 when she left. She lives in Wayne, Pennsylvania now. And she was 15 when she left, and she got the honor of becoming an exchange student. And she went to West Germany to live with 3 different German families. That's the understanding. They do 4 months with one, 4 months another, and 4 months another. And so when I was in England last November, shooting the Edie Gourmet Steve Lawrence special,
I loved it.
and shooting the Muppet Show,
Right.
I had a weekend off, so I flew to Germany to see her, and she and I had 3 days together. She knew every nook and corner of Berlin. It was just wonderful, and I felt so bad when I left her. She's coming home the 1st of July.
Does she show any interest in this business at all?
Yeah, not singing, but acting. I think she may have it.
Is she pretty?
Yes, she is sort of pretty. I think so.
I bet she
She's
is.
tall, and she's a blonde with black eyes. And she resembles my daughter quite a bit, so I see Ethel in her, when I look at her.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
That's nice.
yeah.
You have Are these your best years, Ethel? Or is there a time in your life that you enjoyed better than now?
No, I'm just living it up, and I'm having a ball. I haven't got a care in the world, really. Life has been very, very good to me. I've had a couple of hard knocks, as you know.
A couple of jolts, right?
A couple of real jolts, yes. But you just have to rise above that, and there's somebody up there, I figure, who takes care of you.
Are they capable of writing an Ethel Merman musical now, like we've known in the past, like Call Me Madam and Annie Gets Your Gun and...
Well,
good Lord.
I think Julie Stein has approached me about doing a show.
Is it just too expensive now?
Well, it costs a fortune, as you know, to put on a big musical now. I mean, like about $1 million, and some of them open and close even out of town. They don't even come into Broadway. But I know that if I would say that I would do a show, that Julie would write one for me, and I don't know whether Irving would be up to writing it, because we don't have Cole or Gershwin anymore.
Right.
And all the good ones have left us, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Would you go to work every night in a show?
No, I've given that up. I just adore doing what I'm doing. I did it for such a long time, and I love my freedom, and I like to do what I'm doing. I like to do the concerts. I like to come out here and do these shows, and I'm in the process now of doing a book with George Eales.
You're writing it,
Yes, yep.
Are we in for some surprises in your book?
A few, maybe.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Good.
I mean, a few people might be a little bit scared. I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Good. Tell us those now.
Oh, no.
Have you had any famous feuds in your life?
Feuds? No. I get along pretty well with people. Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
But you won't go back to work in a Broadway show?
No. I don't want to be tied down 6 nights a week.
Were there stage door Johnnies, Ethel, that we read about? Or are those just column inventions?
No, I don't think so. Because, well, I guess there were, but whenever I did shows, I was always sort of going with someone.
Not champagne in your shoe and diamond bracelets at the stage door?
No, I hear that was like for the Ziegfeld Follies, or maybe the Earl Carroll's Vanity, or something like that, which I never did, so I don't know. But because I only did book shows. But the theater's not what it used to be, and I just don't want, as I say, be tied down 6 nights a week. I like my freedom, and Broadway has been very good to me, but I feel that I've been good to Broadway too.
That you have.
And I want to just think of Ethel for a while and live a little before I say bye to the world.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere, because I'm going to stay here with you.
I hope so.
Ethel is going to sing a song that she did not do on Broadway, but she sat in an audience, and I'm sure she applauded that beautiful song from Chorus Line, What I Did for Love.
Yes.
And she's going to sing it for you now. Ethel Merman.
Kiss today, goodbye. The sweetness and the sorrow. Wish me luck, the same to you. But I won't forget what I did for love, what I did for love. Look, my eyes are dry. The gift was ours to borrow. It's as if we always knew. And I won't forget what I did for love, what I did for love. Love is never gone as we travel on. Love's what we'll remember. Kiss today goodbye.
We'll be right back with Ann Miller and Ethel Merman. And, too, we've all been reminded what a fine singing performer as well as a dancer my next guest is. She can really belt out a show tune with the best of them. Recently she starred in productions on the stage of Panama Hattie and Anything Goes. She's just back from Europe and she's as glamorous as ever. She's going to sing that song, Anything Goes, right now. Here's Ann Miller.
Times have changed, and we've often rewound the clock since the Puritans got a shock when they landed on Plymouth Rock. If today any shock they should try to stem, instead of landing on Plymouth Rock, Plymouth Rock would land on them. In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking. Now, heaven knows, anything goes. Good authors, too, who once knew better words, now only use four-letter words. Right, wrong, anything goes. The world is gone mad today, and good's bad today, and black's white today, and day's night today. The guys today, the women's eyes today are just silly gigolos. Although I'm not a great romancer, I know that you're bound to answer when I propose. Well, anything goes. When Grandmama, whose age is 80, and nightclubs is getting matey with gigolos. Hey, anything goes. When mothers pack and leave for father because they decide they'd rather be tennis pros. Hey, anything goes. If driving fast cars you like, or low bars you like, or bare lips you like, or May West you like, or me undressed you like to molest tonight, nobody will oppose. When every night on a set that's smart is indulging in endless parties and studios. Well, anything goes. Anything goes.
Come on down here.
Oh, God. Oh, I love you.
Come on down a little more here. So we can bump you.
God, Ethel, that ought to bring back memories.
It sure does.
You know, you're
You mean
so
that?
That's a hunk of lyric to remember, too.
Oh, you better believe it.
Ethel introduced that one.
She
Yeah.
sure did. She did Anything Goes.
Yep.
Which was one of my best things, and I'm going to go back now and do it with Bobby Van. And this time I think we really are going to take it into a major tour. So,
Wonderful.
Ethel, I have to tell you something.
What?
I did Panama Hattie, which was your great show.
Yep.
And Anything Goes. And you know, after each show, I always came out on the stage, and this, after it was all over with, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to pay a great tribute to a great lady of the theater. There's never been anybody like her, Miss Ethel Merman, because this is her show. And I did it, and it brought the house down.
How much? And I
Because they
wasn't
love
even
you.
there.
No.
Isn't that wonderful?
But after every show, I did that.
Well, what she's not telling you
I don't
is...
have to appear anymore.
Then
You
she-
just keep talking about
Ethel,
it.
then
I
she
don't
used,
have
to,
great.
she used to pass the hat for the Ethel Merman Foundation. And she, where's the money? Come on.
Don't you believe it?
I-
No way, no way. No, this is an incredible lady, and they just stopped making that pattern when she, you know,
Became a
decided
star,
to kind of take it easy for a while. But
you're
I want you to go
making-
back. Listen, you're going to do a big thing soon, aren't you? Big concert.
Yeah, this Sunday we've been talking about.
Incredible.
With
Oh,
Mary.
really?
With Mary Martin.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wish I could see it.
Well,
Because I'm
why
not,
can't
I'm not
you?
going to be in New York.
You can afford the money.
That's
Oh,
right.
sure, but
Tell her.
I'm going to New York, but I'm going like 2 weeks later.
Oh,
Pits.
oh,
ain't that the pits?
We could cash this
That's
alone.
not the pits.
No, we could cash these alone, and you and I could go and see them. Oh, you're going to be there anyway.
I just want to say I've I've done a lot of shows with you.
Yes,
But
you
I
have.
really have to say, this is the biggest thrill I've ever had in my life.
When we went
to
out the
be
other night?
up here, well, to be up here with Miss Ethel Merman.
Oh.
Thank you.
Because you're just
Here we
too
go.
much.
Thank you. Really.
We'll be back with the two of them right after this message.
Merv, I have a little something for you. I wasn't here for your 25th anniversary in show business. I was away. I was doing a show. But I just want you to know that I'm loving you and I'm thinking of you because everybody else took
really-
out all those big ads in the Hollywood Reporter and the papers and everything.
Isn't
But I
that
wasn't here
nice?
for all that jazz. So this is for you, and
Gee, thank
it's something
you.
that I think you really are. And
It's gonna. It's gonna.
no, Laura, it's nothing dirty.
Is it gonna
Honest.
pop? Is it gonna pop?
No, it's not gonna pop. It's not gonna pop.
Well,
I
I
just
really
wanted to
are.
get into it. Well, that's good, Lord. How do you get in these things? I don't think they want you to have
You
them.
got a combination of them.
Ta-da.
It is gonna pop.
Gee.
Gee whiz. Try it the other way. But it's
That's
there'll
some
be a
kind of
slight
tape.
pause for station identification.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Now,
Wow.
you open that up.
Oh.
It's his very own star, and it says super.
Super
Oh, isn't
He's a
that
superstar.
Isn't that Thank you.
Oh, God! Oh, and it's
Isn't that incredible?
super. Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that fabulous? Is that the largest size they had?
That's the largest they have.
Ah.
I
That is
love
so
you.
nice.
Because you are a
Thank you.
superstar, and
My
you are too,
God.
my dear.
you.
So
You should have given me
Where do
two
you
of
wear
them.
that?
I should have had
Earrings.
two of them. My gosh.
Do you wear
No,
that?
It's a paperweight.
Oh, it's a
It's like you
paperweight.
can use it as a
Ah.
paperweight or on your head or whatever. That's
Hey,
available.
that really is
really
nice.
lovely.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad you like it. Thank you. My pleasure. It's a cocky poo-poo, but I'm glad you like it.
You got gifts for
Pardon?
everybody? You got presents for everybody on the show?
No, that was for Merv. But gosh, Ethel, I mean, I'll make
Where you been
note of
hanging
that.
around?
Yeah. Where's all the loot coming from?
Well,
You've been in Europe.
I just got back. They invited me to go to the film festival, and they had
Where?
an opening in Vienna. And
Vienna.
it was incredible. I'd never been over in that part of the world, and I must say I really fell in love with it. And
Did you see the Blue Danube?
oh yes, it was kind of the gray Danube, but all the people are marvelous, and everything is fantastic. And one of the things that I really have to say is that on opening night they honored That's Entertainment #2, and it was so marvelous because when I walked out on stage. Now, here's people, they haven't seen me on your show, Merv, or on
kidding.
stage or whatever, but they know me only from those old films. And I got a 5-minute standing ovation before I ever opened my mouth. And this is over in Europe. So that's the power of motion pictures,
Oh, yeah.
which is really incredible because I haven't done a film, I think, since 1958. And I really was very touched. I just started to cry. But they're marvelous people. And I was very warmly received, and I love the country, and I truly want to go back.
It is
I really want
nice.
to go back. I fell in love with it.
But then you fall in love with every place you go, don't you? Have you ever had
Well,
a bad time?
Oh,
in-
sure.
No.
Yeah, oh, sure, you know. Things don't always go that great.
Do you know of
She
one?
has a good time no matter where
I
she
know.
goes.
Well, I mean, you know, you have to kind of keep the show on the road, but
Oh,
there
you
are
bet.
some places that I like better than others.
yeah.
Oh,
like
sure, you know.
Iran.
Would you say that you...
Yeah, that was fabulous. Well, Iran, you know, if you go look at the jewels and all those palaces, I mean, that'll knock
Yeah,
you out.
I bet.
But Vienna's got some palaces that are incredible. Do you know Marie Antoinette
Was
grew
she
up
there?
as a child? She grew up as a child over there.
Was she
in the
there?
Schönbrunn
She
Palace.
grew up as a child.
Yeah, she was a child once, and she grew up
You are
there.
kidding.
No, she was Austrian. Oh, I'm boring everybody, but
No,
I'm
no,
so
no, no.
into all this, you know. I really get knocked out wherever I go because I really try to be a part of where I'm at, and I'm a real tourist, and I make no bones about it, and I drove MGM absolutely crazy, but I saw
Sightseeing.
everything in about 3 days.
Mm.
I wore them all out, but I saw the whole enchilada, and I had a ball.
They have enchiladas in
No,
Austria?
no.
Oh.
He always does this to me.
The last time she was here, she told me she went on a dig. An archaeological dig.
Dig?
Yes,
in
I
Egypt,
did.
right. And I
I
said,
did.
now, how long were you there? She said, well, over the weekend. And I said, now, did you dig? Oh, yeah.
Did you dig it?
Oh, yeah. And I said, now, did you camp out in the desert in a tent? No, but the Cairo Hilton. We were at the Cairo Hilton there. I said, you didn't go over there on a big dig and have your hair done. Oh, right, at the Hilton, I had my hair done.
Don't believe it. I
You
really
like
do.
parties?
Oh, sure. I think we all love parties. I like to get everybody looks so beautiful, and it's all free. I love it.
But doesn't
Don't
everybody
you?
try?
Not really. I mean, everything
all free.
is the price I like. It's all free.
I mean, does everybody try to dance with you?
Well, I'm getting kind of smart, you know, because if you really start dancing with one person, like at this big opening in Vienna,
Yeah.
if you dance with one person, then everybody wants to come and dance, and then you're sort of worn out. So I usually say, no, I'm not dancing this evening because I hurt my foot or something tacky like that. But it always
You've
kind of
done that
works.
to me on this show.
No, no,
Yes,
I really
I
didn't.
asked you a
Oh,
couple of
no,
times to
Merv.
dance. You said I hurt my foot.
No, I really did break my foot. No, that's something else again. But, oh, no, I
But
will.
you were never known primarily as a singer. And now everybody says, come on,
Well,
Annie, sing a song.
I tell you, I really and truly, and I am not fibbing about this, I really owe this to you, Merv, because
Really?
I always sang, you know, at Metro and all the different studios, but nobody thought that I really sang.
Oh,
They thought
right.
I was dubbed, Ethel. So when I finally, you know, did these shows, people now realize that I'm a singer as well as a dancer. And I was so thrilled the other day, and this is really pretty tacky on my part, but I was so thrilled because some little boy walked up and he said, oh, you're Ann Miller. Oh, yeah. He said, you're the singer. And I did a big double take, and I said, no, I'm a dancer. He said, well, I'd never seen you dance on Mr. Griffin's show.
Well, because you hurt your
And
foot.
I mean, it really, you know, shook me up. I said, oh, isn't that nice that somebody
Well, why
thinks of
don't
me
you
as a singer?
sometime? Why
I
don't you
will.
dance on the show sometime?
I will, but I want it to be really right, Ethel. I want to
Fastest
have about
taps in the
like
West.
8 boys behind me, and
she was divine.
I want to really
when she danced. She was marvelous.
thank you.
No,
But
you were.
I want to do something for Merv, but I want to do it with like maybe 6 or 8 boys, and really get the little class in my act there. I want to
yeah?
get it really going for
I haven't
me.
got room for 6.
So the timing, yeah, they have.
Were there a lot of guys waiting out stage doors for you?
Oh, well, I've had a couple. There was one, I must say,
Any
and
gifts?
I'm sure this beautiful lady has had the world at her feet, but there was one man, when I did Anything Goes, Ethel, he sat in that show, he saw it 18 times. And he saw Panama Hattie something like 10. And finally, he
Maybe
walked
owned
up
the
to
theater.
me, and he said, Miss Miller, would you mind just awfully if we could just go have dinner one night? And I thought, any guy that could sit through that show that many times, by Jove, I'm going to have dinner with him. So I did. But he said,
how'd
just
you
a
do?
fan. Well, just fine. I mean, he was very nice. You know, he didn't do anything wrong. He just was charming and very nice.
Oh.
But how could anybody see a show that many times? It's incredible, but they do it.
Any
You
gifts?
know,
Any...
she knows.
Oh, well, sure.
They
people
do
come
it.
back.
Why, sure, they come back again and again if they like it. you
Annie,
know.
any gifts ever arrived backstage?
He gave me a beautiful book, a book on Tutankhamun. You know, that big, beautiful thing that's really beautiful, you know. Oh, you mean guys to give me jewelry and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. That was years ago, though. I did 2 numbers in the George White Scandals. It was the last one that Mr. White ever did.
What year was that?
It was 1939 and 40. And I had a man try to
Good
give
God,
me
I wasn't even born then.
a dime. I was 15 years old. Oh, I shouldn't have said that because now they're going to start counting the age. But and then he's awful. He's really, really evil. Evelyn Evil, that's your new name.
This has been going on for years. Just when I get her into a nice...
She's a
I
kid.
smooth everything over it, and I say, how old are you, Anne? And she-
Yeah, it really it shakes you up, you know.
No, it's a joke between the two of us.
Yeah.
But what happened? A guy brought back some stuff?
No, he really and truly brought me a gift and some flowers, and it was a very lovely bracelet, but my mother was with me, and she made me give it back. And that kind of shook me up a little bit. But, well, because, oh, no, you can't do that, because then they feel like, you know, that they own you or something. You can't. That's a no-no. If you know them, that's something else.
Did you ever accept jewelry?
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Matter of fact, your mother was out in the audience saying, any jewelry for the kid? Right?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, a little present, don't it? I accepted a superstar from
trinket?
you.
Yeah, well, you deserve it.
Are there any strings to that?
I wish there was a diamond in it, but it's the best I could do.
Well, that's
you
really
know.
nice, Anne.
Well, thank you, Merv. Shucks.
Look how nervous she is now.
Yeah, I really am I'm blushing.
That'll be the day.
That'll be the day. Sing us
No,
a song,
really.
will you?
You really can stand another one?
Oh, what do you mean you can't stand another one?
Oh, my goodness. Well, all right.
What do you want to do?
Well, let's see. Ethel, also in Anything Goes, which I'm going to be doing with Bobby Van, is your great number, I Get a Kick Out of You.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
So I'll sing it Me singing for Ethel Merman. Oh, I love it. Oh, my
Ann Miller.
Come on, Annie. I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me, why should it be true that I get a kick out of you? I get no kicks from cocaine. I'm sure that if I took even one sniff, that would bore me terrifically too. Yet I get a kick out of you. I get a kick every time I see you standing there before me. Yes, I get a kick, though it's clear to me you obviously don't adore me. I get no kicks in a plane, flying so high with some guy in the sky is my idea of nothing to do. Yet I get a kick. Yes, I get a kick. Yeah, I get a kick out of you.
Ann Miller. I get a kick out of you. We'll be right back. Dolores Gray will join us. Her reviews were so good they could have been written by her mother, but raves are not new to Dolores Gray. She starred on Broadway in Two in the Aisle, Carnival in Flanders, for which she won a Tony Award, and Destry. At MGM, she starred in Kismet with Howard Keel, and It's Always Fair Weather with Gene Kelly. Would you welcome Dolores Gray?
Listen, listen, what's that lovely sound I'm hearing? Fascinating, modulating, ringing in my ear. Listen, listen, can you hear it too? Is it real or just a feeling I get when I stand here seeing you? Only you. Some things that happen don't happen for everyone. Some things are secretly yours. Sometime you'll hear it, the beautiful music, and know it could only be for you and me. Some face will shine from within like a diamond, another has no light at all. If you can find it, there's something behind it that nobody else can see. Just you and me. No one else can hear it, no one else can feel it, no one else can know what you know. If you really need one, your love is the reason. No one else can go where you go. Some people march to a drummer I should play it, just follow, obey it. Be happy if you hear the call. This sound we found is all around. It's love, yes, it's love, yes, it's love. Beautiful music.
Dolores Gray. Really, Dolores. I'm terrific. How are you? Glad to see you. And you know, Ethel Merman, you know. Let me get in here.
You ever a little kid, darling? Hello, how are you? Where would you like
There's a lot of Broadway kissing each other here, I'll
That's right.
tell
Hello,
you.
Annie.
Hello,
How are you?
beautiful. I was at her opening, and she was incredible.
The whole town was at her
was.
opening. That's all we've been reading about.
Yes, it was
Oh,
wonderful.
that's
Where would you like me to sit,
Right
my
where you
love?
are. Right where you are there. Were you excited?
Yes, well, terrified is more like it.
How many nights have you not been on the stage? 7 years?
For my whole life?
7 years worth of them, isn't it?
Well, actually, it was closer to 9, Merv.
Really?
Yeah, it was closer to 9 years that I got married, and I decided that my husband's life should be my life, and that it was time to put my work second, because it was my first marriage.
Right.
And I was quite content for a time. You know, we had a lot of racehorses, and that was fascinating, watching the babies grow up and going to the races. And
But does that eat away at you, Dolores?
well, I didn't think that it did until one day the phone rang, and they asked me to do Gypsy in London.
How about that?
Angela Lansbury opened it, and it was a big, big hit. But she could only stay about 3.5 months because she came back to do the American tour. I don't know what all of us would do without Ethel having done the shows in the first place. I've done 2 of Ethel's shows,
Have you?
Gypsy, and of course, Annie, Get Your Gun.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
gosh, that must have been great.
Oh, it was... Well, I tell the story in my act because I think it's so wonderful. I had just done a little show where I wore about 6 crystal beads and 2 little feathers. And Rodgers and Hammerstein were looking for someone to send to London because Ethel had just opened and was a riot in it on Broadway. So my agent tried to get me an audition, and they said, "You mean the girl with all the long hair and the real long legs and the 3 or 4 crystal beads?" They said, "Well, she's really not right for Annie." So they wouldn't listen to me for nearly 6 months. They kept auditioning and auditioning. And finally, I guess they ran out of people, and they gave me an audition, and I learned the show because I wanted it so badly. And I pulled all my hair back with a piece of string, and I wore flat heels, and I wore a skirt and sweater, and I found an old broom over in the corner of the stage at the Imperial where Ethel was doing the show. And I used that as a gun, and they were all sitting out front. Oscar Hammerstein, Dick Rodgers, Josh Logan, Irving Berlin, Herbert and Dorothy Fields. And they let me rave on for nearly an hour. And then I finished, and there was just dead silence out front. And I said, "Oh, I want that show so badly. Please let them like it." And Dick Rodgers came up on the stage, and he said, "Dolores, would you step to the office at the stage door with me? There's something I'm going to do." And he picked up the telephone, and he sent a cable. And the cable said, "Dear Emil Littler, we have just found Annie. Love, Dick and Oscar." So I got the show right that day. I didn't have to wait. I didn't have to go home and pray.
We'll be right back with Dolores Gray, Ann Miller, and Ethel Merman after this minute. Yeah, tell him what she's...
No, I just said it's so difficult. I've seen so many ladies open in clubs, and they're all so great, but they have to sing sort of Broadway songs that kind of gives the act a lift, you know, and they wind up singing everything that Ethel's ever done because she did them all, and it winds up, the whole evening winds up like a tribute to Ethel Merman, even though they want it to be their opening, you know, but it's always those big Broadway hits. She sang so many of them,
Well, now-
hit after hit after hit.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
It's true. In my act, I do a medley
Yeah.
of things that I've introduced, and a lot of them are kind of surprising. They never really got to be great hits, but there were some beautiful things.
Well, no.
And I say, I never had my very own hit song that was my own to sing. And I said, you know, like Mary Martin had My Heart Belongs to Daddy, and Ethel Merman had about 647 others.
It's true, though. It really
It's incredible.
That's right. And they're not writing them anymore. Where did all the songs go?
Well, I think Stephen Sondheim is writing some
Well, he's
wonderful
pretty
songs.
good. He's good, but
Fabulous.
there are very
Right.
few.
In your early days in the theater,
Yeah.
I remember Mama was there.
Yes,
Your mother was always with you.
very close. We were very, very close.
She never let all the swains get too close to you at the stage.
Well, I tell you, there were some that I thought were pretty cute.
Yeah.
And I liked a lot.
Yeah.
But
she
if
hit him with a
Barbara didn't
baseball
like them, she got rid of them very fast.
She hit him with a baseball bat.
No, I mean,
knew
the
it
ones
wasn't.
that she loved, she said, well, that's okay. I mean, they're okay, but she picked. For instance, I went with Michael Wilding for about 2 years when I was in England, and my mother absolutely adored him. She thought he was the greatest gentleman and the most charming, elegant man she'd ever known. He was, too. He was a darling man. But there were a couple I thought were kind of terrific, but they got swept out very fast.
In those days, it had to be career first and any kind of personal life second.
Yes, yes.
But then when you made the decision, you really go all the way. You just cut off your career.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been, like Annie, I've been working a long, long time. Gosh, I started singing on radio when I was 14 years old. So that, I'd worked very hard at it for a long time. And I didn't marry because I didn't want to have the traveling and a career kind of, get in the way of a marriage. And I guess, in the meantime, frankly, between the two of us, I had lost my mother. My mother died. My mother's been dead 11 years, and I miss her every day of my life. I think of her every day. And
They were very close.
we were terribly close. And that really undid me for about a year. I just couldn't think of working, and I just didn't have the heart for it because I didn't have her to share it with
Which
me.
of the medium? Is it Broadway, the stage, is that medium the most desirable to you?
Not necessarily. I think each medium has its own challenges, its own difficulties, and I think each medium has its own rewards.
Where's the excitement, the glamour?
Well, I guess Broadway has the glamour. Movies I adored doing, but you don't have that instant response from an audience. For instance, now that I'm doing nightclubs again, I realized how much I had missed that contact of looking right into somebody's face and getting that instant replay
great. Nothing
of
like it.
enthusiasm. And when I finish a show that's been a particularly warm one or where I felt it rolled or thing, I really walk off of the stage like I've had the biggest banquet in the world. It's nourishing when an audience gives you back that instant affection. And it's kind of like an umbilical cord. It flows two ways.
Yeah.
You give more when the
Well, I think that I do have a contact with a live audience, and I think they know that I get that energy back from them. And I seem to give it, too.
That's
If I
right.
recall, you had feuds in your day.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah. But what makes you angry?
Well, being dealt unfairly with. I mean, just as Ethel said earlier, you do your work, you mind your business, and you try awfully hard. But when somebody is really treading on your toes hard, it's very hard to turn the other cheek. I'm Irish, and when I get my shanty Irish up...
Wahoo!
Woohoo. No, but really, I think, why should anyone who is being honorable with the other person, why should we have to take anything less than fair treatment back?
To do what you do, to perform the way you do, and you are all three stars, you have to be strong women, don't you? You cannot be fragile, help-me women. You have to know what you want and go for it and
That's right.
fight for it.
You also have to take very good care of yourself when you're in a show.
That's
you take
right.
You take the veil.
This one runs
what?
out of the
You
racetrack.
take the
all day.
veil.
Oh, that's not true.
You do. I
Ethel
only...
says she takes the veil when she's in
Sure.
show.
I do too, Ethel. I just fall
You
apart. I
can't,
stay home.
if the door's
Oh.
open, ooh, I'm going to
Not
get a call.
Dolores.
Close the door, close the door, close the door.
She's the on-the-town
No
kid.
more
I'm
of
done.
that.
You were
Yeah.
too. You were out at the racetrack. Every night she goes to the club. She's out either at the farmer's market, or she's going to see a movie, or she goes down
Well,
to the
I-
racetrack,
I've-
runs around, then she comes in and does it. I don't know how she does it, where she gets all that pizzazz. Not me.
Well, it's just one day. Yesterday happened to be, the day that I was there was opening day. And I mean, I have to say hello to the little horses once in a while.
The opening night, my opening night in Gypsy here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I had my mother and my dad here from New York. And they had never seen the farmer's market. And my word of honor, we get back to the hotel at 5:30, and I was opening that night.
Oh,
I had them all over the farmer's market.
But you don't have nerves anyway, do you?
No.
Not a one.
No, Ethel doesn't. I've always read that about
I've seen
Ethel.
her on opening night. She just walks out, the whole cast is shaking, and out walks Ethel.
That's great.
Because you know your part, don't
know what I'm
you?
going to do.
Knows what she's going to do, knows her role.
Well, you know something? I think that truly, and what's so difficult in summer stock is you have very little time to prepare. And I'm going to be doing a lot of stock. Fortunately, I'm going to be doing Gypsy in Pittsburgh, which I've done. And then I'm doing, oh, this is kind of fun. I made the movie of Kismet 22 and a half years ago. And I'm going to play La Loom again for John Kenley in Ohio this summer. Yeah, with Hal Linden.
Great.
And I said, do you really want me to play La Loom after all these years? He said, yeah, I think you look terrific.
One of the shows that Dolores Gray opened in was a huge disaster in that it closed in, what, 4 days?
6 performances.
6 performances called Carnival in Flanders.
It was a beautiful
So that an album was never made of it.
No.
Records never came out.
That happened to me a lot.
But it was a gorgeous score by Jimmy Van Heusen and the lovely Johnny Burke, who we all
they
love
were
so much.
Wonderful.
And you introduced a song that almost was never heard again, except that everybody kind of realized you had a hit that opening night when you sang it, and they jumped on it, and people recorded it.
Yes, but many, many, many years later.
Yeah. And I wish you would sing that.
Would you
for
like me
us.
to sing
Oh,
that?
I love that
Because I love
song.
Carnival. Come on, dear.
Dolores Gray.
This song, we thought had died with all the rest of the songs when the show closed, but how very fortunate that about 16 years after the show was forgotten, one began to hear this lovely song more and more. And I think it's become one of the most beautiful standard classic ballads in contemporary music. I never got to record it, but it was mine, and I sang it first in the show. Maybe I should have saved those leftover dreams. Funny, but here's that rainy day. Here's that rainy day they told me about, and I laughed at the thought that it might turn out this way. Where is that worn-out wish that I threw aside after it brought my lover near? Funny how love becomes a cold rain day. That rainy day is here.
Beautiful. Dolores Gray and the song she introduced from the Carnival in Flanders. We'll be right back with Karen Morrow. Without the young lady who's about to join us. She's a wild child, is what she is. She's a talented actress, she's a delightful guest, and she is a great singer. For years, I used to introduce her as Kate Smith. Then I'd say, and now here she is, Ethel Merman. And here she is today, our good friend Karen Morrow. Karen.
From this moment on, you are me, dear, only two for tea, dear. From this moment on. from this lucky day. No more blue songs, only hoop-de-doo songs. From this moment on, boy, you've got the love I need so much. Got the skin I love to touch. Got the arms to hold me tight. Got the sweet lips to kiss me goodnight. From this moment on, you and I, babe, we'll be riding a high, babe. Every care is gone. From this moment on, for you got the love that I need so much. Listen, woo, got the skin that I love to touch. Got the arms that can hold me tight. Got the sweetest lips in the whole wide world. Wait to kiss me goodnight. From this moment on, you and I, babe, we'll be riding high, babe. Every care is gone. 'Cause I've got your love to keep me warm from this moment
Karen Morrow to sing Time After Time.
How are you?
Time after time, I tell myself that I'm so lucky to be loving you. So lucky to be the one you run to see in the evening when the day is through. I only know what I know. The passing years will show. You've kept my love so young, so new. And time after time, you hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. I only know what I know. The passing years will show. You've kept my love so young, so new. And time after time, you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you.
Fabulous.